Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do the bobble stitch, or otherwise known as the puff stitch. What you'll need is your wool and your hook. I'm using a 7mm hook here and wool that's suitable for the hook thickness. For this stitch you always must start with an even number of chain. So for the sample I'm going to do 12 chain. In the second chain from the hook, single crochet right to the end of the chain. And you will have an odd number of single crochets because you started in the second chain from the hook and you had an even number of chain made, and because you worked in the second chain from the hook you're going to now have an odd number of single crochet. So I did 12 chain, I should have 11 stitches. For the next row we're going to be making the bobble. So you are to chain 3 and turn your work. We're going to be working in this stitch over here next to the chain 3. Now for this stitch we are working 5 incomplete double crochets in this stitch. Then we single crochet in the next one and we make another bobble in the third one. So in this stitch we are to do 5 incomplete double crochets, and I'll show you how to do it now. And to know that you have done the 5 double crochets, you know, it gets a bit tricky to try and count these double crochets. They'll all be piled up on top of each other. You will have a total of 6 loops on your hook. Then you know you've done 5 incomplete double crochets. So you put your wool over your hook. As for double crochet, insert it into the stitch you're going to do the bobble stitch in and pull up a loop. 3 loops on your hook. Wool over and pull through 2 stitches on your hook. Now that is an incomplete double crochet, because to do a complete double crochet you would go over again and pull through both, but we need it to be incomplete. So we're going to, that is 1 incomplete double crochet. I need to make another 4 incomplete double crochets in the same stitch. So it's wool over, insert it into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Now you've got 4. Wool over and pull through 2. That's 2 incomplete double crochets. Wool over, insert it into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Wool over and wind through, pull through 2, sorry. So now it's 4 stitches on your hook, and we have made 3 incomplete double crochets. Wool over, insert it into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Wind over and pull through 2. We've got 5 loops on the hook, and we have made a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 incomplete double crochets. Wool over, insert into the same stitch and pull up a loop. It will get a bit tight because you're doing 5 double crochets into the same stitch, so it is quite a tight stitch. Well, it's quite a tricky one because you've got a lot of stitches in the same stitch. Okay, so I've pulled up a loop of wool and wind over and half complete this double crochet. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches on my hook, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 incomplete double crochets. Wool over one more time and pull through all the stitches on the hook. the bobble will pop up at the back. Okay, then we're going to do a single crochet in the next stitch. Can you see? There's a bobble. Okay, wool over, insert into the next stitch. Next to the single crochet, now into the next one. And we're going to do 5 incomplete double crochets in the same stitch. So, wool over, insert it into the next stitch and pull up a loop. Complete a half double crochet, complete a incomplete double crochet, if I can put it like that. Wool over, insert it into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Wool over and pull through 2. Wool over, insert into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Wool over, pull through 2. Wool over the hook into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Wool over and pull through 2. I have made 1, 2, 3, 4 incomplete double crochets, and how I know that is because I've only got 5 loops on my hook. I should have 6, then I've now done the correct amount of incomplete double crochets. So wool over, insert it into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Wind over and pull through 2 loops on the hook. Now I have my 6 loops on my hook, so I know I have done 5 incomplete double crochets. Wool over one more time and you pull through all the stitches. It's a bit tricky doing that because your hook tends to hook on all the other stitches as it goes through, but after quite a bit of practice you'll get it right. Single crochet in the next stitch. I'll show you one more time to do a bobble stitch, and then I'm just going to complete the row just to show you what it looks like. So wool over, insert hook into the stitch that you are to do the bobble in, and pull up a loop. Do a half done double. Wool over, insert it into the stitch and pull up a loop. Pull through 2. Wind over, insert it into the same stitch and pull up a loop. Wind over and pull through 2. Wind over, insert into the stitch and pull up a loop. Wind over and pull through 2. Sorry, my wool is splitting here a bit. Okay, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on my hook, so I must do one more incomplete double crochet in the same stitch. So I don't want it to turn in front. Wind over, and now I'm going to pull through all of these. So a single crochet in the next stitch. I'm trying to keep my work flat while I work so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just going to complete the row quickly, and then, well, I can actually just show you what it looks like now. 3 bobbles, 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can see it clearly. And you continue making these bobbles until you get to the end, because I've done a single crochet, so it'll be a bobble stitch, a single crochet, bobble stitch, single crochet, and a bobble stitch. Your next row above this row, I'm just going to pretend I've got to the end of my row. So you would chain 1 and you would turn your work. Now for this row, you need to just count at the end to make sure that you have the right amount of stitches that you have on this row. You do the bobbles, and the next row must be the same amount of single crochets as the first row. It is a bit tricky because the stitches are twisted a little bit to the back. So I know that I chain 12, a single crochet across, in the second chain from the hook and across, so that would give me 11 single crochets. So I make my bubbles, and the next row I should single crochet across, and I should have 11 single crochets when I'm finished. But I'm just going to pretend I've got to the end of my row, and I'm going to work across as if I'd completed my row, and I'm a single crochet in each stitch across. And when I get to the end of my row, I need to count and to see if I have the 11 single crochets done that is the same amount as the row before. So for this pattern, you're always going to alternate a single row, a single crochet row, a bobble row, a single crochet row, and a bobble row. And the bobbles all fit nicely and tightly together. And the back just looks like that. Give it a try, and in the comments below let me know how you found the stitch. And don't forget to subscribe. Until later.